This is the iPhone 5S, and it has an Apple A7 chipset, 1 GB of RAM, and you might be wondering, should I go ahead and update to the latest software, which is iOS 10 for my smartphone? Well, I have an iPhone 5S right here, as you can see, and this is definitely a 5S. As you can see, no SE badge right there. But you know, as iPhones get older over time, many have the question, will my iPhone slow down as the 4S has shown a creep and crawl? Well, let's find out what this iOS 10 update is all about here on the iPhone 5S. So what I'm going to do here is just go into settings on the iPhone 5S. I'm going to scroll over here and show you that we are going to go ahead and have an update here, which is iOS 10 for our 5S. If you go there, you can see Apple did push it out here at about 12 p.m. Central Time. You know, your time zone might vary, but you can see iOS 10 is the biggest iOS release ever, and here are the included features. You guys can go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them. I'm going to kind of go through them kind of quickly here, but messages, Siri, maps, photos, HomeKit, Apple Music, Apple News, and some typography, 3D touch integration, QuickBoard keyboards, and there's many more features that are going to be included here within your iPhone 5S during the update. You can learn more here, and when you go ahead and get this update, you can read through this yourself, but there is plenty of features to be found here and included that are new here with iOS 10. But you can see that I do have 38.4 gigabytes available, and I just want to show you this so when we go and update, we can show you how much we saved. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit download and install now, and we're gonna go through the process here live on camera. You can see I'm gonna agree to the terms of service here, and we're gonna wait for this baby to install. You can see that it is now updated, requested, and then it's going to allow me to prepare for the update. But you can see right here it is 12:06 p.m. and the reason that I'm showing you that is because I want to show you how long in real time it took my iPhone 5S to update. So you can see 5 minutes remaining, but that's not an actual real time 5 minutes. And we are here in iOS 10 for the iPhone 5S. So if I go into settings and I go to the about section, you can see I did go to iOS 10.0.1 14A403. I did gain about 3 gigabytes on the download. So nice stuff, Apple. You did give me some more storage, which I can always appreciate as we do take a lot of photos with our device. But you can see just scrolling through pretty much the same as iOS 9 in terms of the grid of icons. But over here on the left, you do have new improved widgets, and if we scroll down into the notifications tray, this also has slightly changed, and we do have our kind of today view here where we can go through all of our stuff that we're going through on a daily basis. Kind of reminds me of the Google Now cards, but we're going to go here and show you that it is now 12:55. This update took about 35 minutes here on my 5S and dropped about 30% battery life. So I would just keep your iPhone on charge if you're going to do this update and go do something for a little while it's updating. So I'm going to go over here and go into wallpapers to see if they included any new wallpapers, which they did. They included only one new wallpaper here, which is kind of a bummer. And they actually took away some wallpapers here on the iPhone 5S, which I don't think was that cool, to be honest with you. There's actually a lot less wallpapers now than ever before I've ever seen in any iOS release. I might be counting wrong, but that's not really cool there, so I don't like that. But that's just an opinion there. You might not care about the wallpapers. But let's talk about the Messages application now. So the Messages application in iPhone 5S is really improved here in iOS 10 with more expression and more features. It might be a little bit overwhelming at first, but you have the ability to take photos and go right to your photos directly from the Messages application, as well as some more bubble effects. You also have this digital touch feature, which I am showing and displaying right here. Invisible ink, as well as, you can tap to replace emojis with just a tap. Rich links are also supported and show preview of web pages that you share. So you don't actually have to go into Safari to review, a rich link. So AKA a web page from the device. You can see there's some features here, recent images and music as well here, and you do have your gifts right there, which is really nice, and I think people are actually going to use these quite a bit here, especially I would say teenagers. But over here, the music application you could see is right there within the message application as well. So Very nice stuff here. You can get really expressive within your iMessage, use cases here on this new update. You can see they got a few new emojis here in iOS 10, but they do allow you to make these emojis bigger here. So when we go ahead and tap one, you could see that they get really huge, or you can make them smaller depending on your taste. So iMessage is very expressive now, much more features included here within your iPhone 5S, and I think a lot of you are going to enjoy this here. Now also, if I go ahead and send a test message right here, you can see you have the ability to kind of rate your messages or kind of like interact with the message itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap the word sleepy up here in just a second here, you're gonna see, and you have the ability to like, share, thumbs down, question mark, and just haha. It's very interactive here to let the people know that you did see the message application if you don't want to reply to it directly. So that's pretty nice stuff here from Apple, and I think you guys are going to enjoy that interactions you're going to have on iMessage. Now, in terms of digital touch, you can see this is what you can do here. You have sketch, tap, fireball, kiss, heartbeat, and heartbreak. So you can do quite a few things here, and this is also supported with the Apple Watch here in iOS 10. So this is going to be a nice feature if you have multiple Apple products, or if you just use iMessage a lot with your friends and family here. So Siri has gotten some updates as well. You can now VoIP apps to place phone calls right from Siri. You can ride service and book rides. You can use payment apps to make personal payments, as well as fitness apps can start up. You have CarPlay, Automaker to adjust the climate, radio, and seat, all straight from your Siri application. So Siri has got quite a few improvements here for your iPhone 5S on iOS 10 here, and pretty much any iOS device. Now, the next feature I want to talk about in iOS 10 here for your iPhone 5S is going to be the Maps application. So you do have a whole new look and feel. You have proactive suggestions for places you're likely to go next based on your routine and your appointments in your calendar. You do have improved search with a call out design, clustered results, and filters. Categories are filtered now, you can see right there. Home, work, favorite locations, calendar displays, all kinds of stuff, and turn-by-turn navigation improvements, as well as searching for gas stations along the route, food, coffee shops, and you can use and pan and zoom during navigation. You can also avoid toll roads and highways when you're on the Maps application, but you can see it is a really nicely updated look here, and I think you're going to enjoy this on your iPhone 5S. So you do get some nice improvements to the photo application. If you decide to update to iOS 10 for your 5S, you do get to relive your best memories, all people in one place, and edit live photos, but this phone is not going to be able to edit live photos. But still, nice updates to the Apple Photos application, trying to catch up here with Google Photos, which I think it is kind of doing now here. Also, they did introduce HomeKit, which is an application that's going to allow you to manage and control HomeKit enabled accessories, and you will get rich notifications. You'll be able to control your lights, your lamps, and you'll have remote access and automation accessories with Apple TV and iPad. So if you're coming home from work and you need to press a button on your iPhone to open your garage, that can be all automated now directly from your iPhone, as long as you have an iHome enabled device. So it is going to have to be able to work with this application. So make sure if you buy an Internet of Things product that it is supported with this HomeKit application here for iPhone 5S. Now, the next feature I want to talk about is the music application, and due to the fact that it did get some visual changes here in terms of its look and feel, which I think are welcome, Apple Music has an all new design with clarity and simplicity in every aspect of the experience. You can navigate your library with an improved menu, downloaded music. You can see recommendations for highlight mixes, playlists, albums, and connect posts. You can visit and browse more easily, and you can see exclusive releases, find curated playlists, listen to the radio more easily. You can clearly see what's on live beats, play music with an improved now playing experience, and swipe up to view available lyrics quickly and see and edit songs that are coming up next. And you can see that it's just visually more stunning and pleasing here for you music lovers out there. I think you're really going to enjoy what iOS 10 has to offer here on the music application for your 5S. So welcome to the news application here on iOS 10 for your iPhone 5S. You do get quite a few updates. You get new design with bold typography, vibrant colors, and distinct sections that make it easy for you to see specific topics that you are looking for. You can also find the most popular stories and trending stories. You can go to get news in your inbox. You can share stories more easily. You can receive breaking news notifications from trusted sources. You can subscribe to your favorite magazines and directly from news. And you get a today widget as well. So this is a very nice update if you're a news buff here for iOS 10, and I think you're going to have one of the best news experiences that you've ever had on your iPhone here in iOS 10 here. So another quick feature I want to mention is the bedtime stories now, or clock that you have, alarm clock in the clock section. So you do have the alarm clock to set a sleep schedule and receive bedtime reminders, which is kind of cool here, and it's a different theme. It's black now for nighttime. But you can see if I go into the Apple Health application, there are some improvements here to make your life just a little bit healthier here. It adds support for organ donation here on your iPhone 5S, and it looks a little bit redesigned, nothing too much different from iOS 9, but it is welcome changes that they do include here to allow you to donate organs to anybody who's in need, which is very nice stuff right there. You can see activity, mindfulness, nutrition, and sleep here. So those are just some of the features that iOS 10 is going to include with your iPhone 5S. That's not all of them. There are plenty more. But now let's get into the performance section of the iPhone 5S and see how this baby performs. So there are new animations. So we're going to begin with messages. You can see we're going to come back out. We're going to go into calendar. We're going to come back out. We're going to go into photos. We're going to come back out. We're going to go into camera, come back out, go into weather, come back out, go into clock, come back out, go into maps, come back out once that's done loading, and go into the video section. We're going to come out of there, and we're going to go into wallet, going to come out of there, go into notes, we're going to come out of there, go into reminders, we're going to come out of there, and go into stocks. Once we're done with that, we're going to go into the iTunes stores, and once we're done with that, we're going to the App Store. You can see it is plenty quick here on iOS 10, and actually feels a bit snappier than iOS 9, to be honest with you. And here is the book section. We're going to open this baby up, and it did slow down as I did get more applications open here and going into news here on the iPhone 5S, but pretty snappy experience. And I don't think that performance is going to be a problem if you're worrying about your performance dipping on iOS 9 to iOS 10. It's not going to get pretty much any worse, and you might feel like it's a little bit snappier here on your iPhone 5S. You can see just scrolling through the multitasking tray, nothing different than we've seen before. Nice and snappy, buttery smooth here on your iPhone 5S. There might be a hang or a glitch here and there from time to time, but let Apple work out the bugs. This is the first official release. They will get to the point where it'll probably be iOS 10.1.3.6. We don't even know. There's so many of these little minor bug updates to come out, so if there's any glitch you get, don't worry about it. It will be updated very shortly here. But in terms of the photo, there was a little glitch you can see right there, but it does really shoot really quick photos still here on that burst mode for iPhone 5S, which we've always loved. And one last thing I forgot to mention, the control center is now visually different, appealing, you might say. But that's one thing I forgot to mention earlier on in the review. Control center is now different on iOS 10 for your iPhone 5S.